What's up, guys? This is a Archon for Spectre replay. Let's get into it. So, safe lane with what looks like an AA against probably CK Mirana. Pretty aggressive lane that they have. You got an AA who's like not very defensive, so I anticipate you probably having a little bit of a rough time here. Gonna be looking for a lot of defensive creep aggro. I don't know if a wand is gonna like help. Like a wand, they'll be using spells, so maybe a stick is good. Maybe finishing the Wraithbane can be okay because there are a lot of physical harass. So if you go for Wraithbane, I wouldn't mind too much, but then you're probably gonna be looking to like get to the jungle. I feel like I don't know how long you want to stay here. I guess we'll see how the initial. This is like something where if it goes poorly, you're gonna want to like decide to go to the jungle ASAP, and if like for whatever reason it kind of goes well, like lanes can go better than you expect, you know, then it can change. I think the AA drew the aggro there, so nothing you can really do about that. You can try and defensive aggro away from your tower, like while they're both still alive, to like it'll still be pushing out a lot, but then like two things will happen. One, you'll be closer to this range creep, and then two, like it won't push out quite as fast. Like these two creeps that they had would have lived a little bit longer. This is good defensive aggro. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, nice. Yeah, trying to chain it together is like really good. This is fine here. We've got chilling. Yeah, this is where you like lost the creep here. So you want to just keep defensive aggroing, right? Like here, like you need to defensive aggro these creeps towards you. Like you can't let them go back to this creep here. Lucky you didn't get both denied. Tango. Usually isn't going too bad because this Mirana is just not putting on a lot of pressure. Like if I was at Mirana, I would be clicking you constantly. There's not a whole lot you can do about it, but that's what I would be doing. This guy's like not clicking you at all. He's just randomly pushing in the lane for a CK by arrowing the creeps. This is kind of what I mean, right? Like against really good players, like this lane goes a lot worse than this, but these guys, you know, people at your level, they're not going to be putting on like a ton of pressure. So like, you know, you get more than you'd expect to. It's unfortunate. It's good defensive aggro. I like this. Like just pulling it far, far away from the CK. Nice. This is very good. Very good. You have to do this. I wouldn't be afraid to like dagger for that range creep there. You're sitting at pretty high mana, and like you're gonna hit this guy as well. Level 1 dagger is pretty bad damage, so you do have to like time it like you're timing a last hit. But maybe you could have gotten it there. This Mirana is really just shoving the lane out. Okay, so you're paying attention to the range creep there, and you totally missed the melee. That happens. Basically, two creeps are dying at the same time. You can only go for one. In that specific scenario, it's probably better to get the one that you don't have to use mana for, but I'm not going to like harp on you too much because I was just saying that you want to look to use your dagger to secure the range creeps, so. Defensive aggro? Nice. Yeah, again, there you could have daggered, I think. Like, you're not really looking to use your dagger to be aggressive, so if you can, like, use your mana to get CS, that's, like, good enough. Okay, you did, like, some harass to Mirana. You didn't take any damage. Oh, your A is gonna die. That's unfortunate. I didn't really mind that, because it was, like, kind of free for you guys. It didn't really cost you anything. So your A died, but that's not really your fault, so. It's good. What is happening here? It's really important to like kind of pay attention if you can with your camera to like what is actually like continuing to happen when you like walk away from the creeps that are still alive, right? Like there's 2 creeps alive here when this creep gets arrowed, and then you're not even looking at these. Like even if they're getting denied, it'd be nice to be in XP range for these, and like this one as well. It's like you're just getting 2 full creeps. You're just missing the XP totally, so instead of like getting the equivalent of 1 creep, like 2 denies, you get 1 creep's worth of experience. You got 0 creeps for those, so stuff adds up. Like you weren't doing anything, they weren't going on you, so if you've just been paying attention, you could have just been like hanging out like here and getting the XP from the deny and still doing what you're doing now. So that kind of stuff is like important, and like the main thing is like you weren't even looking, right? Like if you're looking and you decide that like it's too dangerous or something, you can look to not do it, you know, but you gotta look first. So you have phase boots queued up. I don't think there's a thing on Spectre, phase boots. I think you like just like the attack speed and the agi too much. Like, I don't think anybody ever goes phase boots on Spectre. I would not do that. Yeah, I just don't think that's good. I'm just gonna pull up Dota 2 Pro Tracker. Oh wait, I have it open in a different tab. Like, we look up Spectre. It's just not a thing. Just nobody ever. 6% of games phase boots. I'm surprised if there were any, honestly. So yeah, I would just not do that. I mean, like if you're like, oh, the armor's nice, but like the way dispersion works, and plus you're an agi hero, you eventually have a bunch of armor and you have dispersion anyways. Like the extra like 4 armor, whatever you get from phase boots, doesn't really matter. Like the movement speed's like nice, but it's not as nice as the attack speed and the tread switching, because this hero farms with like mana somewhat. Like you're using dagger to farm, so being able to tread switch like is really good. Just to like, I guess, talk a little bit about what the build is right now. You kind of in a lot of games pick up either a Sobi Raindrop or Basilius, so you can like sustain your own mana. You still need a couple clarities, but not like constant clarities. So usually, like, if a Basilius is like good for your lane, whereas if you want your lane partner to have mana and they don't get one of themselves, then you can like kind of get an early Basilius. Or if not, you kind of just pick up the Raindrop, especially if you like getting Raindrop anyways, and you get like a casual Sage's Mask, and that's kind of what people are doing right now. Like a Basilius. It's pretty common. The high MMR games, like, you know, still Basilius. Lots of wands and things too, but we'll keep watching. You know, you're not going to change your mind halfway through, but I just am not a big fan of the phase. Without going phase, without having like any sort of mana regen item, I just like anticipate you having massive mana problems. Basically have to fly out clarities constantly. I don't think this is a particularly good blade mail game, but if you wanted to like rush a blade mail and pick up a casual chain mail in lane or something, that would be like kind of interesting and like not terrible if you thought the armor would be really helpful in lane. But yeah, like the face itself is like just not the build, if you know what I mean. So you're level 5 now. Also, I don't think most people are going this skill build. I think you're maxing dispersion, so you can like go jungle more effectively. It just kind of makes you tankier for the jungle. Plus it reflects more of the damage, which like sort of helps you jungle slightly better. Like better than like max dagger, because like you're just not gonna have mana to spam dagger is the problem. Some people do get more points in his Q. Like you can see here is the level 7 max Q. Here it is as well, but here they max dispersion. Here the max Q. So some people are maxing Q. Some people are maxing dispersion. Like maxing Q is like good if you can like be aggressive with it. But like if you're gonna go like a more farm focused like style, which I think is kind of more common for like your MMR, and I think like the advice I've given you before, like I would just like prefer maxing dispersion and just going the farm heaviness, you know, get the treads, be able to you know, tread swap for a lower level dagger, but still. Okay, so you try to participate in that with Haunt. I would not. What did you see here exactly? So they're going on the Mirana. Yeah, so this is not a situation where like this guy's like kind of definitely dead and he's also not that important. This is not a situation where you want to burn your Haunt. Your first Haunt can be really useful to like basically like bail from lane. It's like a good time to be like, all right, like I'm just gonna Haunt, get a kill somewhere else on the map, maybe somebody more important, like their mid or their carry, or even their offlaner, I guess. And then like use that as an opportunity to like then like occupy more like this part of the map or something for a little while until you have Haunt again. It's like even like if you had been like absolutely necessary for that kill and you wouldn't have died otherwise, like maybe it's okay, but like you didn't even have mana to throw a dagger, so like I don't think you would have helped no matter what. I don't know why the CK is not just hitting you. It's really weird. If I was at CK, I would have just been hitting you. He's like full HP. It's kind of crazy how passive people are, and this is why I just encourage you to like, you know, play for the farm, right? Like these guys like could have harassed you so much more in lane and they just didn't. So this is why I just want you to play for like efficiency. And what I was gonna say before that Mirana thing happened is like, you know, if I'm like 2-0-3, like you can almost, because of just how passive the CK is being, you can just defensive aggro back, kill these creeps as fast as possible, and start like rotating your small camp, you know? Like that's okay. Like you basically can just like ignore this guy and go get extra farm, right? Like this guy's not threatening you at all, which is like wild, but like he's just not. So like I kind of like to see you like be a little more aggressive with like what you're doing. The Storm's griefing you and it's life. So you're gonna farm the small camp now probably? Yeah, this is fine. Storm definitely griefed you by taking a full wave. I wouldn't be afraid to use a dagger here. I guess you're like saving it in case you do want to be aggressive with the max dagger. I don't like this isn't a bad build. I just don't think it's good. Like, I just don't think it's good in like games at your level because like your teammates aren't going to be ready to take advantage of it. Your efficiency is just going to be lower. Get a wand now. If you had had like wand raindrop there, like a bat with like a Sage's Mask, you probably would have lived. Also, if you had like strength treads or something, you probably also like are close to living, or not living there. So, and more points in dispersion. If you had more points in dispersion, you would have lived there too. So a lot of these like small things just add up, right? Like you just wouldn't have died there. Yeah, because like now you're in this situation, right? You're like, I don't want to go back to my lane. I'm a Spectre, and now I have max dagger and phase boots. And I just feel like your jungling is going to be so slow now. I'm going to kind of speed it up here. You really thought they had a ward there. I saw you ping it, and then you checked yourself, and they did not. That's okay. You thought they did, that's fine. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, now you've got like the enemy like chasing you. It's a decent haunt. You're like kind of getting out of dodge there. Oh man, you almost died to those illusions. I don't actually mind that haunt, and then you got out. If you're gonna go this like skill build, if you're gonna go this skill build, like you might as well play like you did, right? Like participate in kills with haunts. I like that ward too. Nice job, like warding for yourself and being safer. You're stacking ancients, but you're just never gonna be able to take these. I guess you're going blade mail, so you will be able to take them. It's unfortunate that their offlaner was here. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at what exactly is like going on here. So this is a little So you see two supports mid. You already cleared the big camp. This is tough because like you don't see anybody on their team, but you also have nothing else to farm. Did you TP back top? No, your TP's up. You just walk top. Yeah, I don't know, you're in a tough spot here. Like, you just went to go check that camp for a second. Even if that camp was up, the fact that Jug was right here makes me a little suspicious, plus the fact that you don't see anybody. Like, I'll be real, I was not expecting a CK to, like, be here and, like, ready to kill you. Especially because they don't even have their tier 1 tower anymore. So, I don't know. I guess I don't really hate this, because I don't think you had a lot of other options. Because, like, I wouldn't tell you to, like, TP bottom right now, right? You've already got a hero there. You don't see anybody. If they just happen to be, like, smoked here, you're fucked. So, I think this is a situation where it's just kind of life. I don't think there's anything you really could have done that differently there. Maybe as soon as you see that CK, you had to, like, bail out with a dagger. I think you had, like, 2, maybe 1.5 seconds to, like, react. You were a little slow, and maybe you get out, but I'm not going to flame you for that, honestly. It's just kind of life. Okay, so you're respawning. Haunt's up soon. Walk out of base. I like this. I would not want to TP anywhere right now, given they have, like, both supports mid. They can just, like, follow you if they see you anywhere. I like what you're doing right now. Kind of have to wait for them to, like, make a move to, like, one of the sides and, like, play for the other side. Speed it up again. So you got your Haunt. You're participating. Your max dagger. I don't mind this. This is good. Just like last time, I think it's good. Like, if you're participating every time Haunt's up with the skill build, I think it's fine. I think this TP's good too. I do think you have to, like, kind of, like, they might just respawn and run at you, so I would be, like, trying to kill this and get, like, kind of the fuck out of here, if you know what I mean. Sticking around to kill this is... I think this fan is too annoying. Alright, so they didn't come kill you, that's good. So we're chilling up here. Got your blade mail. Farming away, nice. Blade mail, I'll just speak to the blade mail a little bit. Blade mail is a reasonable item on Spectre. I can't say it's that good this game because it doesn't really do anything to CK or Jug. Like, neither of them, when they're damaging you, care about your blade mail. And their supports, like, it doesn't really matter either. This is like a mid-ogre or something. I can't say I love it this game. It's never terrible because it, like, helps you farm. So in that aspect, it's okay. It's kind of just like a farming item. But, like, the secondary aspect of it being useful in, like, fights, like, I just don't see it like this game. Like, alternatively, like... I'm looking at Dota 2 Pro Tracker on the side. Like, just getting your Yasha, you know? Like, kind of just skipping it. Going Yasha straight into Manta. You have the wand. Like I said, most people have a Bassi. So, like, if you had, like, a Bassi here, and then you had, like, a Yasha, like, you'd be pretty slot efficient, right? While having the Bassi in the first place. Like, you don't have it this game, obviously. Which isn't terrible, but... okay, nice. So this is, like... This is actually good. And I think maybe some people would be surprised by this. Be like, shouldn't he just farm the Ancients? But if you're going to have this, like, max dagger builds with the phase boots, like, high-level pros, like, when they itemize this way, they play this way. So, like, because you, like, itemized and skilled this way, and you're actually playing this way, I actually like that you're showing up to this. You're not overcommitting. Secure a kill. And now I'm looking for you to go back to farming, of course. I think this isn't at the expense of farming. Oh, rip. Yeah, notice how the blade mail is not doing jack shit. Oh, the move speed, though. Phase plus... That was pretty sick. Ooh, you gonna get away? Nice, dude. Alright, well... Yeah, the phase kind of came in handy there. As well as the pig pole. So you're gonna go base here. So if your plan on going base here is that you have Haunt soon and you can participate in something... while being full HP and Fountain, then I think this is good. If your intent is to just, like, farm, yeah, you're gonna TP here to farm, then, I mean, you end up top, which is reasonable, but I think if you just fly yourself out like a Salve Clarity, like, you can just, like, farm camp, you know? like, yes, you wouldn't be getting this farm, but you'd have Haunt up and you'd be like kind of playing out here away from them. I just don't hate how this ended up happening. I just think there were lots of camps for you to farm and you just like went base instead. I just don't like going base if I don't absolutely have to. That's what I meant, like if you were looking to Haunt, like that means like going base would have been good to like get that like regen. So you're looking to Haunt now. I like that you're like checking it out and seeing what's going on. I think it's an improvement from some of the last replays I've seen from you. Yeah, this is nice. You do want to be focusing on your CS and make sure you're not missing any. Not like I really like that you're looking, and I think that's really good. And then like the next step is like make sure you don't miss any CS. Maybe you didn't. I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna go back and check, but showing it out there. So you don't see them. So you run backwards. Yeah, this is like I didn't know they were here, but I kind of knew they were here because they were all just mid, and you know they're not top with your vision. So they have to be either in your triangle or like right here. And either way, like you walked towards where they probably were, right? Like they were mid and you walked closer to mid, which is where you last saw them, which is just bad. Like you just have to walk away from where you last saw them if you're looking to dodge and not trying to fight. And I mean, you're the only one here on your team, right? You're not looking to fight these guys. So to me, this was kind of obvious they were here. And that's just a decision you have to make based on the map right now, right? They're all mid. You even kind of see the Mirana. You kind of even see them walking up this way. Like, my two concerns are, like, either A, they're coming to kill me, in which case, like, I don't want to run towards them, right? Like, I want to run up this way, and if I still don't see them and I'm scared, like, I dagger up further away from where I think they are, right? Like, coming this way to chase you. Or B, like, they're just sitting in my triangle, in which case I still don't want to go over there. So you need to, like, have that figured out right here, and you need to have used the information on your map. Because this is just, like, not only a waste of time, but, like, you're just walking into a group of enemy heroes. To me, this is super obvious, so hopefully, like, you can see up from the map, like... Yeah, this is just... Oh my god, do you not die? Wow. I mean, that's just lucky on your part. I don't know why you burned your Haunt, too. I guess it was just a panic Haunt. But it starts... Notice you kind of started a really bad fight for your team. Like, it goes okay, but, like... That wasn't ideal, right? Hopefully you can agree with me that that was not ideal. This is really minor, but like when you get back into Fountain, like if you watch like pros or something, like you'll notice like how little they actually sit in Fountain. Like a pro player would start running out of Fountain to bottom like right now at this HP, because you're gonna naturally regen HP once you leave the Fountain, and they kind of just rely on that, right? Like you're gonna run bottom right now. That's like a given. Like you don't have to be at like max HP, because you are like at 8 HP per second. Now you're under the tier 3, but you're like 8 HP per second while you're not under a tower. So like you would have regened all that HP back anyways, plus you were already at like full mana, and you get the passive mana regen as well. And it would just get you here like 4 seconds sooner, and you would have gotten like 1 or 2 more creeps. It's just, that's a very minor like high level efficiency that even I'm not very good at, but they will just leave the base faster. Like they just do everything faster, including like leaving the base. So you farm 1 creep wave, you don't see a whole lot, so you get out. It's pretty reasonable. And you're going Manta, which is fine. It's like the items here needs to like be effective. You don't have Haunt. Like you're paying attention to this, but you don't have Haunt, so I'm not really looking for you to like show up. You're really not that scary to the enemy team at all. Yeah, so again here, you're like, you shouldn't really be looking to fight this. Like, I get that you have this skill build, but, like, your Storm's not here, right? So, like, there's no good scenario for, like, whatever's happening here. And I just want you to be more concerned about, like, getting your item, right? It's 20 minutes. You're pretty far from your next item, and, like, you're just not strong with Phase Blade Mail only. Especially, you're less strong. You had Phase Blade Mail, like, 5 minutes ago, right? At 15, it was, like, all right, this is like nice, but at 20, it's not enough. Like you need your next item to be effective. So I don't mind that you're checking what's going on, but I don't even like that you're walking over here. Like I wish you would farm this camp and just walk this way. If you want to keep your eye on what's going on, fine. But like walking over here when your Storm is not here is just, and like you don't have Haunt. Like you look like you're looking to fight, but I have no idea why you're looking to fight right now. You should not be looking to fight. You've been dying out. You've been getting some crazy escapes. Now you're on dagger. Yeah, so you kind of just walk to feed there, and this is the same thing as like the what we just saw at the Ancients, right? You're kind of like just walking into them. You know, maybe at the Ancients you didn't know they were there, although I think you could have known if you were paying more attention. Here, I mean, you knew they were all mid, and you just kind of walked towards them and died. So, definitely be looking to farm while Haunt's on cooldown. Like, if you really want to show up to stuff, like, your Storm has to be there, right? For, like, plays like that, like, if you want to, like, fight while Haunt's off cooldown, like, your Storm has to be there. You cannot just wander into, like, heroes like that without your Storm being close by. Yeah, going bottom would be suicide right now, so I find this walk into the triangle to be pretty reasonable. You have Haunt, so I'd be taking a look at what's going on. Without Storm being there, I really wouldn't want to go in, though. Wow, I killed the ogre, that's nice. Okay, just take a look down, nice. Oh, we missed. I think you would have gone, it looks like you would have gone on that if Hidwin can hit it. Might have been good, too, honestly. I feel like I would have kept the Vanguard, no? I mean, I guess you really want the mana regen. You can tread switch Vanguard if you really want. Or not, Vambrace, I mean. I guess it's a pretty minor difference. I don't hate the Aquila. You kind of do want the mana regen. Sitting at full mana, close to full mana. I wouldn't mind if you like used a dagger here. But as you're kind of chilling, like you have Haunt up, so I'd be encouraging your team to like make a play. But if they're not going to, you know, there's nothing you need to be doing. All right, nice dagger. We like it. You're walking towards the fight. I kind of think that Haunt was too early. Like, if you're already, like, because you were already here. Alright, I'm gonna pause this recording and come back later. Alright, jumping back into this replay. If I'm wearing different clothes, it's because I'm recording the rest of this on a different day. So what I was saying before that interruption, I had some in-houses that were starting, is, yeah, I think here you could have just not, like, because you have Haunt, right? So you don't have to, like, run towards this, and, like, you don't have to show up until you decide it's good. Because, like, here, like, you're in front of your team. Like, look where your team is, you know? And, like, this just isn't, like, how Haunt is optimally used. And it's better to, like, it kind of depends on exactly what you're looking to do here, right? Like, so we're watching your perspective. Jug's diving. Jug's diving real far. You stop looking. Yeah, I mean, you were already here. Like, so I think of it as two ways. Like, either A, you're already here, so, like, you don't need to Haunt. Like, because you walked over. Like, you can save Haunt for, like, when you know it's going to be, like, specifically useful. Or B, like, you walk away to, like, keep farming and keep your eye on it and then Haunt in when needed. It's a little minor. But that was just my thought. I was like, hey, it's only, like, kind of early and then your whole team is behind you. Ends up working out. No, it wasn't terrible. I just think it was like slightly suboptimal usage of Haunt, I guess. So I'll give you a break on that.
Thanks for playing Dota 2. Double kill.
Okay, so they're all dead. We're gonna take some towers. Nice. Look at the mini map right now. Thinking about where you should be going. Yeah, you walk up top. I think it's your second best option. I think if you're going to take the tower, fine. And then I think as soon as you get this tower, what I would want to do here is I'd immediately want to TP bottom. This is what I want to farm while they're dead. I want to, like, farm this. And then I want to, like, there's a wave right here. I want to like farm this and like farm this and like farm this wave. And then like farm all the way backwards, like as they're respawning, right? And like clear this whole area and then like loop back around. Like you've got no haunt for 2 minutes, right? So like you need to like kind of dodge fights for 2 minutes. And like the really high level play to do is to like go clear the dangerous part of the map while they're dead. And then farm your way backwards away from the dangerous part, back to the safe part, and then chill. So like take advantage while no one's here, farm the dangerous part, then farm the safe part, and you literally are just trying to be like AFK for 2 minutes, right? And not like AFK, like you don't want to just retreat your triangle for 2 minutes, right? Because within 2 minutes, if all you're doing is farming here, they're going to collapse. Which is why I think what you did of going up here is the second best thing. But I think the first best thing is TP bottom. And the exact moment that I TP bottom is as soon as these creeps die. Like I'm hitting this tower. And then I'm farming these creeps, and then Storm takes it here. AA and Storm will finish killing this tower. So I immediately would TP bottom right here. Cause yeah, so what's gonna happen here is they're all respawning, and you're gonna be farming the aggressive part of the map with your Storm. So you guys are gonna clear this really quickly, and then you're naturally gonna move your way backwards, and then you're gonna be here in about a minute, right? 25, 30, maybe slightly longer. And then what's the map going to look like when you're here in your triangle and you've cleared it? Well, the enemy will have pushed out their lanes a little bit, and they will either be playing in their top jungle, or they'll probably be making an aggressive move in your jungle. And like either way, you're probably like not going to have that great of a notion, and you're just going to be playing to dodge. And like playing to dodge when you're like in the back of your map, like they could even be like smoking onto you or something at that point. You'll just have less options, right? So let's see what ends up happening. And also just note that you and your Storm are like sharing farm, which isn't like ever optimal. Who's your other core this game? I don't even remember. It must be this Gyro, right? He's like off lane. So like he ended up TPing bottom because you didn't go here. But we'll see how this ends up working out. Okay, yeah, so you can't even farm the whole area, or you're like sharing it with Storm and it's not worth it. So now you're farming your triangle. Notice their jug is feeding? No, their jug is not feeding. Okay, so you show up to this. Oh, interesting, I didn't even know you were showing up. So you just stopped farming and just ran immediately over here. Yeah, I don't really like this. You're like looking to get active while Haunt is down. Like, yeah, that jug was kind of out of position, but like you're not the hero that like shows up to punish this, because now you're just not farming any creeps. Okay, I don't hate this TP. I was just like pretty inefficient to go for that. If you'd been closer, like instead of if you ran back to your triangle, if you like ran to farm like this camp here, and then you had been closer, I think it would have been okay to like kind of throw a dagger, because that guy was just way out of position. But given how far you were away, I would not have been looking to show up to that. You can use Manta to farm here in the jungle. It's like totally okay, and you're not. Well, I guess you have Haunt up now, actually. Just came up. Just know you can use like Manta to like farm a little bit faster, especially at like this phase in the game where like you farm decently fast, but not like super fast. Like you can use Manta up. Unless you have Haunt and you're looking to like use it ASAP, and then you don't want to be like casually using Manta because the cooldown's really long. So I like your positioning right now because you're on the opposite side of the map from your team and you have Haunt up. The only thing you have to be careful is being smoked on by a bunch of heroes. That camp being dead would make me very suspicious. Ooh, you're actually gonna die here. Yeah. So, you know, as I said, the only thing you have to worry about is dying. And this camp just spawned, right? It just spawned and it's already dead. So the second you see this, I mean, I don't even know if I'd be here, honestly, in the first place. Like, it's like what I just said, right? You're playing on the opposite side of the map. You're showing here. You don't see anybody on their team. This is just, like, so dangerous. Like, what are they doing? Either A, because they're not mid. Nobody's pushing out mid on their team. They're not. You don't see anybody, even though this is pushed all the way into your tower, and your team's got great vision over this area. So I feel like if they were in the triangle, your team would be fighting them, right? They're probably not like sitting here as 5 or 4. I guess Ogre died. So like honestly, the only thing I can think that they're doing is like, yeah, they're either about to smoke on your team or they're like smoking on you or like farming here pointlessly, but they're all gonna be here and then you're gonna run into them. And they would either be coming from this way, like into the triangle and then looping on you because they saw you here, right? Or they'd be coming from this way. So I think here you just have to like realize that you're like at really high threat based on your information on the map. And you have to like just chill in these trees and wait to see something. I think you have to. It's just too dangerous to like, okay, you see Mirana mid. But yeah, as soon as you see this camp's dead and it like just spawned, like you know like a core is here, right? So like I'd be getting the fuck out. This guy blinked on you, but you were like running at the creep wave there. I think that was like slightly suboptimal juking here. Like if you had just ran... Slow it down. If you actually just stopped... This is pretty minor. But like you could have stopped like right here. And it would have been out of vision of him. And then I don't think... I guess he has a quelling. Maybe he gets to you anyways. But like if you just like run up this way, I think you could have lived. Depends on how long the fog gives you actually. Maybe you're just unlucky. But yeah. Alright. So not ideal. Looks like you're looking to TP top right now. You're gonna walk top, nice. I like walking. There's no rush. Paying attention, looking to haunt. So I don't think this Manta is good. Like because of what I was talking about earlier, right? If you have haunt up and a fight might happen soon, you should not be Manta-ing to farm. And I mean, based on your mini-map, I hope you can tell that a fight's probably happening soon. And in fact, I would be looking to fight, right? You should be like, guys, Jug has no Omni Slash. I have haunt. Like, fight them, right? Like, this is a fight that you want to join. I imagine you do. Do you? You're, like, not paying attention anymore. You were paying so much attention earlier. Now you're not watching what's happening. Oh, bro. You got to be watching this. I guess your team just wins without you? That's pretty sweet. I would have been paying attention there. I mean, maybe the Jug dies somehow. You were like looking so much earlier, and then now you're not looking at all. So I'm a little confused. Some nice items. So you're looking now. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice job. Oh. Oh, there's a BKB. So you're going Ags. I'm looking at the map. So you guys are like looking to push this tower, I guess? I guess it's okay. Catapult dies, you bounce. Okay, that's fine. It's reasonable. Don't want to stick around. I think this is okay, what you're doing. Finishing your Ags, taking some safe farm. This is like slightly suboptimal farming pattern from you here. And this is like where like looking at the clock comes into consideration, right? Like you don't really want to do anything right away. You're like finishing your Ags, you're kind of low. You want to chill, right? Probably like farm the rest of this minute and then like the next minute, and then you'll be ready to haunt at some point then. So with 25 seconds left till the camps respawn and you not really looking to like go to any lanes and push out any waves right now, what you should do is you should farm this camp and then you should farm this camp, and then you'll have like 5 to 7 seconds where you can just wait here and then it'll respawn, and then you farm it again and then you go here and then you go here. Or like if you're scared, then you know, then you can farm it again and move to your triangle. But you got a good ward, and you can like, they're like just respawning and they've got waves to deal with, so you probably won't feel too scared, and you can like look to go this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp. Farm the wave if you need to, and then maybe a fight will have happened, you'll be haunting by that point, right? But instead you skip that medium camp, you know, kill this camp. You've got 12 seconds left. You're hoodwinked, like, you know, casually going to this camp in front of you now because you didn't farm it. And now you're walking back to base, which we don't really like to see. Like, I don't think you need to go back to base. Like, your base HP regen is pretty high. And you're kind of just waiting for Hunt to be up. Like, you're not doing anything. You don't have to, like, casually dagger if you want to save some mana. Like, if you want, you can play yourself out of clarity. But, like, you should be hitting all these creeps right now. Like, look at the timer, right? Could be hitting this. Could be hitting this. You could be hitting all these creeps right now. And instead, you're just walking back to base. And, like, you don't need to be full HP, like, right this second. Your team's, like, kind of forcing a fight before you were ready? I mean, I guess this ends up working out because your team was, like, going to fight. But, like, you just weren't quite ready. And I think you could have joined that even at not 100% HP if you had, like, just kept farming the whole in the meantime. I'd probably tank for your illusions there, just because they do so much damage with Desolate. I don't think it's that important, but like this would have already died. So you go base, you've got your Ags. So this phase of the game, I'll just talk about this, is like what should you be looking to do in this phase? And then we'll see what you do. I'd be looking... Like, you have Aegis, you guys are strong. You have Haunt soon. Roshan is no longer an objective because you took it, and you have the Aegis, right? So, when you're ahead like this, you should look to control 2 lanes. And, like, get them, like, very shoved in. 3 lanes if possible. Sometimes that's not possible. It's, like, too dangerous or something. Depends kind of on your hero comp. So, you want to get 2 lanes shoved in, and ideally, you, like, kind of post up in this triangle, get mid shoved in, get bot shoved in, take these 2 towers, and then, like, kind of sit here and, like, wait for them to make a mistake. You don't really have a great high ground lineup unless they're dead. Like, right, Spectre doesn't, like, siege towers very well. So that's what you guys should be looking to do. Like, conceptually, get 2 lanes in, ideally these 2, so you can occupy their triangle, and you basically leave them only this area, and then you can, like, go kill them if you see them there. And otherwise, they're in their base, right? You've corralled them into your base. And control this area and farm it, push in the 2 lanes, and then, like, just choke out the map, basically. That's what you should be looking to do with this Aegis. So we'll see what ends up happening. I doubt that's exactly what's going to happen, but, like, high-level Dota, like, that's what would ideally be happening. Right? Because you guys are 13k ahead, right? So, like, should they be allowed to, like, just walk out on the map and, like, be farming right now? Like, no, right? Like, you guys should just kill them. Like, the hard part is, like, corralling them, right? Like, they can be, like, slippery and dodge you. Because, like, you'd ideally love to take a 5-on-5 right now, right? Like, that's the goal. So your team's kind of doing it, right? They're pushing in mid, they're pushing in bottom. You guys are just kind of split. I don't mind your positioning, because you're a Spectre. Throwing out some Ags. It's fine. Okay, so your team's kind of doing it. They missed like 1 mid-wave to get pushed in, but you cleaned it up because you're a Spectre. I wouldn't be afraid to keep running up here. I mean, you got Aegis. Yeah, you're kind of acting afraid. I really don't, and especially at this phase in the game now, like, you kill camps fast, like, I would never be using my Manta to farm. It's so much damage in fights, so, like, to be able to jump in and actually have Manta available is too important. Like, you actually can't use Manta like this at this phase in the game anymore, this late. It's only good when you're farming earlier and you, like, don't have Haunt ready and you're not looking to Haunt. Otherwise, you can't casually do it. It's just so much damage for your hero that, like, if you don't have it ready when you need it, like, you'll just, like, miss out on kills. Okay, so you guys are basically doing what I said, which is good to see. You're not being very aggressive about your pushing. Like, you don't siege high ground well, but, like, you can hit this tower right now. You have Aegis. I don't know what you're afraid of. Like, you should be begging them to take a fight outside of their base, which means, like, running, hitting this tower, and if they run out, like, aggressively try and kill them. Like, you're playing too scared right now. Yeah, because see, look at they take the fight, and you weren't even like aggressively positioned, and like it still is like going decently well. You forced all their BKBs. It isn't going amazingly well. Yeah, so I think you just need to be less scared, because I think again this like ended up being like a suboptimal haunt usage. Like, you need to be the frontliner, right? Like, Storm had to blow his BKB, like, right here. And, like, why does Storm have to blow his BKB? Because they're going on him because he's in front. And, like, you should be aggressively positioned with your Aegis here. Like, and you're so tanky. 3k HP, Cloak of Flames, you got an Aegis. Like, you need to be aggressively positioned here. Your team should be able to be behind you and back you up. Like, I don't know, these guys maybe should be closer to you, but, like, you should have been where this Storm was. Like, I think you not being positioned aggressively enough caused this fight to be really tough. Because, like, yes, you got, like, the initial, like, Wyvern kill. But Storm doesn't have BKB anymore. You don't have Bahan anymore because you used it... You kind of used it to cause chaos, but you didn't use it to, like, jump somebody and get a kill. Which is kind of what you should be looking to do at this phase in the game. Like, causing chaos is, like, not really enough. Like, they were already running away anyways from, like, your BKB Storm. You know what I mean? So, like, at this point... You are now no longer, like, that strong. Like, yes, you have Aegis, but your Storm just doesn't have BKB. You don't have AA ult, which is actually pretty important for you guys. This is actually, like, it's hard to tell, right? But, like, they have all their spells. They didn't really use a lot. And then they bought back on the hero that died. And you used a lot of your spells. So it doesn't really matter if you're up 17k if you don't have, like this fight right outside their tier 3 is not going to be advantageous for you guys anymore. And I think it just all stems from, like, your positioning was a little poor there, and you were playing too scared. And then your Storm had to blow his BKB early. Yeah, and you guys end up getting wiped. So watch a little bit more. This is going to end up going pretty long with the first part and now this part. Let's skip to when you're alive. So Aegis isn't up for a little while. You've got Haunt. You're going Basher. What do I think about this Basher? Conceptually, Basher's, like, okay, but, like... I can't say I like Basher. Like, I'd like you to tank up a little bit more. Like, maybe get a Scotty. Just so you don't get, like, bursted by the CK. Or even, like, a Heart. You've been getting kind of low at certain phases. And then you've, like, gone back to Fountain because you don't have a lot of base HP regen. Well, you kind of do, but you've gone back to base anyways. I'd be looking to, like, tank up a little more. I'm not sure, like, control is, like, your issue, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't seem like the case. It seems like kind of like the bad fights are what's causing these fights to go wrong, not like that you don't have, like, a way to hold them down. Okay, so your AA gets caught, and you kind of burn Haunt. It seemed like kind of a panic Haunt. You really don't want to do that at this phase in the game. It's not that long of a cooldown, but, like, it's long enough to where, like, it gives them windows, right? Where, like, you're like, oh, now I don't want to fight them at all. So given that they have this window, I don't mind what you're doing. Nice. Paying attention. Catching the hero alone. This is good. This is good. Nice. I like that you were split pushing top, and I like that you came in on the hero that was alone. It was nice. Some good dotes. So Roche will be up soon. And so now, conceptually, what do we want to do, right? Roche is coming up soon. Instead of controlling, like, top and or mid and bottom and the triangle, you want to control mid and top and, like, this outpost, right? You control this area. When Roche respawns, you take it, etc. Getting more pickoffs is obviously really nice. Okay, they're just kind of, like, throwing the game away, actually. Maybe you can just go high ground. Yeah, you're going Abyssal. I don't hate Abyssal. Like, if your goal is to, like, jump Wyvern, it's just, like, the way you've been haunting has not been conducive to, like, the whole Abyssal Manta blow somebody up. So, like, if you start doing that, like, I don't really mind it, but you just haven't been doing it at all so far. So, like, I'm, like, it's, like, unclear to me how the Basher is actually gonna, like, contribute to, like, you know, that style of play. So yeah, you guys kind of just win the game there? No? Throw going high ground? Oh, no. Alright, what happened here? It's, like, looking good, and then you're not respecting the buys. Yeah, you gotta respect the buybacks here. That's the only thing I can tell you. It's like, as soon as this Juggernaut buys back, like, you have to respect the carry buyback. You just have to. Like, it's too hard to go high ground. Like, you know, again, you're gonna be like Storm's like low on mana, no BKB. You are gonna have Haunt, but like it doesn't matter. Like your Gyro has no way to get out because he has no BKB. This is a very good like double buy turn from them, and like you guys just don't respect it. Like as soon as they buy, you kind of need to get out. Because remember, like, yes, they're throwing, you're getting kills, and that's great, but like Roche is always like that objective that's there if you need to go take it. And instead, like, you end up feeding here. Like, notice how the Basher's not helping you. Maybe you die anyways if you have Scott at your heart, but maybe you don't, dude. Not sure. And, you know, this just opens up the opportunity for them to, like, go Roche, start the comeback, etc., right? Like, you're all dead forever. Like, if they just went in Roche right now, like, this game becomes very hard. Yeah, you probably agree. Yeah, notice the Basher. You're circling Roshan. You notice it's important. Oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, I think I'm going to cut it here just because, like, whatever happens after this happens. But we've covered a lot. So I do like what I'm seeing. I think you are playing a lot better than you were when first did, or like the first couple of sessions. So nice job. Still a couple things that I think you can improve on. A lot of the stuff was mostly Spectre related, but I liked a lot of what I was seeing. So nice game, dude. Did you win? Let's just see if you did win. I don't have the score screen up. What ends up happening? We're gonna skip ahead. We're up 18K. Looks like you guys win. I'm waiting for the mega throw, and then they come back and push. Nah, you guys win. All right, dude. Nice game.